This is the Sky News Leaders' Debate with Adam Boulton.
Rarely in political history can three men have been tasked with delivering so much in so little time.
David Cameron, Nick Clegg and Gordon Brown.
A week ago, no one could have predicted how the TV outing would shape the race. Tonight, the leaders went into battle with their eyes wide open.
If it's all about style and PR, count me out. If it's about the big decisions, I'm your man.
If you vote Conservative, you will get a new team running the country.
I think if we do things differently, we can be proud once again of the role we can play as a force for good.
One man's performance had electrified the race, and Nick Clegg had to prove he is not a one-trick wonder.
How on earth does it help anyone in Bristol, or anyone else in the country for that matter, David Cameron, to join together in the European Union with a bunch of nutters, anti-Semites, people who deny climate change exists, homophobes? That doesn't help Britain. Of course we need to change the European Union, but you change clubs of which you are a member by getting stuck in.
On Europe, defence and immigration, it was the end of Mr Nice Guy.
No, David Cameron, what would the cap be?
Well, you'd set the cap.
No, what's the number?
No, you set the cap every year.
Is it 10,000? Is it 10 million?
And count it out of the country.
What are you going to do?
And it would be more helpful if you would support identity cards for foreign nationals instead of opposing them.
I'm just asking for a simple, honest answer to a big question, which is...
The man in the middle is now a threat, and the ones to the side had to deal with him. On his resistance to Trident, both sought to portray him as simply naive.
I think it's a real risk, as the Liberal Democrats say, first to be opposed to an independent nuclear deterrent,
No.
Now to say they do want one, but it's not the same as Trident, but they can't tell us what it is. You can't take risks with this. It's really important we get it right.
I have to deal with these decisions every day, and I say to you, Nick, get real. Get real, because Iran, you're saying, might be able to have a nuclear weapon, and you wouldn't take action against them. But you're saying that we've got to give up our Trident submarines and our nuclear weapon now. Now get real about the danger that we face.
Cameron had much to prove tonight, and he sought to do it by repetition.
If I was your Prime Minister, if I become Prime Minister, if I was your Prime Minister...
And by portraying his party as the one that now offers a real change. But on set, it often sounded awfully like the same old two-party politics.
Those leaflets you've been getting from Labour, those letters you've been getting from Labour, are pure and simple lies.
Right,
OK, well, let me challenge you then. Will you now withdraw...
That's good, because
will
it's
you
not
withdraw
in your
the
manifesto.
leaflets? Will you withdraw the leaflets that are going out round the country saying that the Conservatives would take away things like the free bus pass? You know, you really should be ashamed of doing things like that.
David, I have not authorised any leaflets like that. What I would ask you to say is, why is it not in your manifesto that you're keeping free eye tests and free prescription charges?
It must have been the longest 90 minutes of their lives, constantly aware of what their strategists will have told them. Look to camera, be assertive, attack the other two. So what's the verdict?
What David Cameron showed tonight was real conviction, passion and also leadership. He showed clearly how he as Prime Minister would stand up for Britain in Europe.
And you came from Mars and said, which one's Prime Minister? It's pretty obvious the one you'd say would be Gordon Brown. Prime Ministerial, had substance and real quality and leadership.
I thought Nick came across with passion, with conviction, a very good communication of what are more difficult subjects. Complex on immigration and on defence.
And the early polls backed those views. Each got a bounce, making the race tighter than ever. Back for more next week, gentlemen. Michelle Clifford, Sky News, Bristol.